This is not only a big kill, it is a massive kill. I mean, this is peak gameplay here. But the Vessel comes out and oh man, they slam him down. Really feel like he's made little to no mistakes this match, at least from what I've seen. Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be looking at Sacred's necrophos. It's been a while since I've seen anyone pick this hero, and he had a fantastic match. He goes a really heavy stat build to start and honestly just completely owns his lane. You can kind of see here at minute 10, he's 5.2k net worth, which is disgustingly high. The average net worth at minute 10 tends to be around 4,000 to 3,800 gold, so having 5.2k is like disgustingly high. And yeah, Miracle, who was laning against him, did not have such a good game. So let's see why he pops off so hard, because honestly, I didn't even think that Necro is that good against Morphling. I mean, I definitely think it's probably solid. I think Necro in general is actually a pretty decent hero against Morphling. I really like to pick this game. I think it's pretty solid if it buys a lot of auras and enables this Leshrac, which is really what happened this game. But yeah, his item build was a pretty standard wand rush and a boots earn. He rushed a Vessel this game, which makes sense. You're against Doom is pretty high HP regen, but you're primarily buying it for the Morphling and the Death Prophet. And then from there, he went into a Greaves, then a Pipe. And so yeah, I'm not going to say a standard build. It's, you know, there's a lot of variants of Necro builds. I can't say that Vessel is the most popular item right now, but I certainly can see why he bought it this game. Also, I want to tell you guys that if you've been struggling with solo queue and you're looking to get to the next rank, I'm going to be able to help you. Like, literally, with the Game Leap website, I'm going to give you guys guides that are going to make it unbelievably clear on what you need to do. So if you've been stuck in the solo queue grind, you don't know what to do, and you want to become absolutely broken, but like actually you want to become much better at Dota, and you want to take it more seriously, the Game Leap website is going to help you do that. So click the link down below. I'm going to help you get to the next rank, and I'll see you there. Alright, so in terms of the early laning stage, honestly, I don't think Sacred did anything insane, but I will say, like, as I'm watching this replay, what really they do well is punishing these opportunities really hard, right? So what we're seeing in this clip is he's playing pretty defensive. Necro is a hero that doesn't really want to get too aggressive at level 1, because anytime you click Death Pulse on Necrophos, you really want to get a last hit and harass out of it. And you really want to get a last hit that's like a hard last hit to get. Basically what I mean is, like, let's say the CS is here, and neither of the enemies are contesting it, there's no reason to Death Pulse. It's a complete waste of mana. This ability is too mana intensive to afford to do that, right? But in this clip, you'll see here, it truly works out. He hits level 2 first because of a couple denies they got. They're going to put a little pressure on their 2 spike. Enemy hits level 2, so he has to back up a bit. But Tusk Necro is just insanely strong at level 2, right? This is a full HP Clockwork, and they just click tag team. He does click his Q here, which was honestly a little bit weird to me, but maybe he just saw the opportunity to get the kill. Like, he's just that heads up that he knew that, you know, the tag team could potentially get the job done. And yeah, they hit the snowball. Maybe Kuro should have tried to bump them off the cogs, but he barely dies. And he's very fortunate to get the kill on Necro. Because when you get a kill on Necro, your lane changes. It changes because you get 6 stacks. You get 24 HP regen for 6 seconds, right? A brutally high amount of mana. I believe it's 144 mana. So it's just like insane how much value you get out of getting that kill. And now his lane snowballs. So a bit of a mistake from Kuroki there, stepping up a little bit too far, and it gets hard punished. I mean, to be fair, if he lived there, the Necro, he would have been fine, right? Because he still would have just gotten a bunch of last hits and denies, and would have been able to bully them out of lane anyway. So now off to a really good start. I feel like Clock can be decent against Necro, but you have to get to level 3 on Clock to be decent, right? Until then, you're just not good. And now at this point, Sacred's gameplay is pretty straightforward. Like, he can kind of just click the nearest person. Kuro Man's up here, which is just not great, right? It wasn't very close, and Miracle gets completely bullied out here. He's going to get some stick charges from the Death Pulse spam, but at the end of the day, when you have to shift this much as Morphling, you're going to miss a lot of last hits, or in that case, have to nuke for it, and it's certainly not too good for your laning stage. So nearly perfect CS, 2 kills. He got a kill at the start of the game. It wasn't first blood, so he didn't get like some huge advantage to start the game. Small advantage, but not a huge advantage. Yeah, at this point, he picks up his boots. The reason why boots are good and not going for like more stats is boots are way better than almost any other item if you're like really dominating your lane, because it's just going to allow you to track people down and get in more auto attacks. Now at this point, what Sacred knows he has to do is keep the lane back, right? So you can see he's running past the creep wave here to try to zone the Morphling, and then he's going to go for denies. I even think he's playing this wrong, I'll be real. I think he should put oh, Miracle messed up. He should be even putting more emphasis on zoning the Morphling away from the wave and just like standing in between him, because there's nothing Morphling can do. Yes, Morphling can hit him a little bit, and Morphling hits really hard at this point in the game, but it doesn't matter, because like he's gonna heal it all off. Morphling tends to win the lane by chipping people down, right? That's how Morphling goes. but that's never going to happen against the necrophos, which is why this is a pretty cool counter pick. I haven't seen this in forever, but I've been thinking about this hero. I've definitely had quite a few thoughts about, is this hero viable as they pick up another kill? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I really am not the type of person who likes getting on like bandwagons of hate, because I really don't think they're like, for instance, every time I watch a lot of Enigma Galaxy's games on YouTube and their highlights, and like the comments are just so negative towards Koro, and like I think it's definitely too far, right? Like people get so emotional, you know what I mean? But in this lane, he's overplaying his hand for sure. I mean, there's no way around it. Definitely no way around it. He's just forcing a lane where he needs to be kind of chill until his spikes. And I mean, level 3 clock is actually very good in this lane, but well, it's okay. It's actually not that good against Tusk because of Snowball, but it's certainly not good now that Necro's level 5. So he needs to just like AFK at this point, and he didn't identify that. But yeah, Sacred at this point just kind of clicking Q off cooldown, which is something you can sort of do now that they buffed the mana cost. The mana cost at level 3 Death Pulse is 20 less, which is pretty significant, right? Because of how often you're using this ability, right? And this hero, it does have mana problems, right? This is, a lot of people think like you don't have mana problems. It's definitely not the case. This hero certainly has quite a bit of mana problems. As he does end up getting ganked here, this is a nice play from Samel. Good rotation in, clicks the Exo and chases him down. This is always the problem with Necro, part of the reason why I don't think he's very meta as a hero. He's very gankable, which might sound weird because it's like he's known to be this tanky hero, but it's not really the case against heroes like Batrider and Leshrac and Death Prophet. You kind of just feed, so you have to play pretty passive, and so definitely a bit of a mistake for them diving the tower there. I mean, he got the kill on the clock and so on, but not the best. So Sacred then makes a really high skill play. This is a play that almost no one would make. I mean, I want to say like basically no one. And what it is at 850 here, he's complete free farm. They're not going to contest him. I mean, maybe like they have heroes to kill him, right? This is not like a hyper free Necro game, funny enough, at least early on. But it kind of is if Disruptor doesn't have ulti and DP doesn't have ulti. So I think right now he kind of feels that he is invincible. But at the same time, even with that being the case, he actually doesn't put a priority on pushing this tower, which is a little bit weird. And I will say to some extent, I feel like he should put a priority on taking it. And the reason why is I feel like if the enemy has counters to your hero, then it's good to take the tower so that they can't TP in and set up on you, right? I feel like if your hero is just invincible, you can sort of like push the tower off and take it later and focus on free farm. But let me explain what he does here, okay? So what he does is at 852, you can hit this camp. You can do this on either side of the map. At 852, even 851, I actually prefer hitting it at 851 now. It feels more consistent to me. At 851, you hit it, and you drag the camp over, and it pulls it. And what this is going to allow you to do is just farm the camp much easier, right? And it stacks it. So you can farm the camp easier, deny the creep wave, and you're farming in a location that's reasonably safe. So even if someone like Samel shifts over and tries to pressure you a little bit, you're fine, right? There's nothing actually oh, he got that last hit. He got the last hit on the large creep with Heartstopper. That was pretty funny. Samel's kind of in kill range of him. Samel has to be careful. He has a vessel. I don't know. I feel like you even could consider diving here. I mean, he has to be careful, but this is not. With this vessel, this DP is really not too much of a threat to him. Like, yeah, and I think he feels that way. But yeah, he'll take the tower, and this is good Necro gameplay. A lot of people, they would try to TP around the map and get some like stupid ass scythe kill, and they would completely sacrifice the disgusting amount of farm they could get on the map if they didn't TP. And it's funny I say that because now he TP's in, but let's actually look at the difference between some players' TPs and his TP. So the reason why this TP is good is because it's likely to result in a big kill, right? And so it's really tough to discern between what is a good TP kill and what is a bad TP kill, because there's a big difference. So two things that I like about this TP kill that you guys can kind of learn from is that because it's mid, he can get back to his lane fast after the kill. That's number one. Okay, I really think that's a big deal. I'm very anti-TP to the safe lane to get a kill because it makes your game pretty damn bad, right? It kind of screws your game. However, when you TP mid like this, and you're gonna get a big kill, right? Drops the scythe. This is not only a big kill, it is a massive kill. I mean, this is actually an incredible TP from Sacred. Like, I'm gonna give him a ton of credit for this TP. Like, this is a great TP because what you're gonna see is that Samel pops Exo, so he's committing a big spell, right? By the way, if Lesh and Tusk die here, they also lose their mid tower. It's Cart Wave plus Exo. Done, right? So you're gonna lose your mid tower. So beautiful Snowball comes out here. Maybe Samel should have silenced earlier, but if he doesn't TP here, by the way, instant scythe, I mean, maybe a little bit weird, but with the vessel, it doesn't really matter. The siphons that might come out just don't do that much, and they burst him down with the last hits of the tag team. So it's just such a good TP, man. Right, great play from Skullfield and Dark Mago to get out the Snowball and stay together. Also, Vessel's up the Morphling, and they're going to take him out. So the Vessel timing, paying off, getting charges early, TPing to a really nice kill. Not only that, they have a cart wave on the mid tower now, and it's very hard for the side of Enigma Galaxy to fight them. So just insanely good gameplay from Beast Coast here, right? This is really, really great. They go from potentially losing their mid tower because of a nice gank from Sumail. Sumail owned this game, right? He crushed Leshrac. I will say, I think DP's pretty good against Lesh just in general, but still, he crushed him, and that was their opportunity, right? They actually had a, you can see Sumail just can't fight into this Vessel. It's brutal, right? The only problem about buying Vessel against DP is if she goes Greaves, she can dispel it, and then I don't know. The item is very hit or miss, but like in games like this where you're fighting a lot and snowballing, it's insanely good, especially when you have 2 heroes that you counter with. And oh, they got the cask bounce, and look at this, man, great. I mean, really, I just want to say Beast Coast playing so good this game, and Sacred like owning this match. They got the bottom tower as well just from creeps. Makes the rotation to save mid tower. I mean, this is peak gameplay here. I really feel like he's made little to no mistakes this match, at least from what I've seen. All right, and then he cooks Sumail here. This is just great awareness, right? Complete lack of panic. They're going pretty deep for this Kuro kill, I will say, but they pick up the Kuro kill. They TP in the Doom. I mean, this is just like, I guess they know they have Glimpse, so they're trying to set up, but they don't panic whatsoever. They kind of see that this TP, like, hey, you're kind of half HP and I'm Necro. And she does pop all the heals, but the Vessel comes out, and oh, man, they slam him down. Heartstopper Warrior is going to come out. Does he have the anti-heal? No, he doesn't. So Sacred's going to be fine, and he's able to push away the Doom as well. And this actually kind of screws Doom because Doom has no HP regen with this build. Okay, he has a Ring of Health, to be fair, but it's a little bit awkward for Doom to be on a low HP. And so now he's just going to have to, I don't even know what you do as Doom here. I guess clear the mid wave, stack the camp, maybe? Oh, he didn't stack the camp. He probably should have. Like, I don't even know what you do. This game is so hard now. I'm surprised, like Nigma ends up getting a fair amount of kills. Considering how bad this game is, I'm surprised they even got 8 more kills. With the Doom, they're 3k behind, which is pretty rough. One thing I will say that I was a little bit surprised to see is him not pick up an earlier hood here. I really felt that buying, like, Pipe this game is maybe even better than Greaves. I don't really feel like the armor from Greaves is that good. I don't know if there's something I'm missing. I just feel like, yeah, I just feel like the Greaves isn't that good this game. The passive and the active is really, as I said, the armor, I guess it's good against DP's ulti, right? The Exo, so maybe that's something I'm missing. I mean, you might say it's good against Morph, but I feel like Morph isn't really online at this point of the game. If anyone's dying, it's going to be to disrupt their ulti plus, like, Hookshot, you know what I mean? Or Doom. I would have definitely expected him to go something like Hood of Defiance, then into Mech. I just feel like the Hood of Defiance, let's say you get glimpsed, you pop it, and you have so much effective HP. So, personally, I would have liked to see that build this game. I'm somewhat anti-Greaves in games where the enemy team is, like, mostly magical. I just feel like it doesn't do that much. But, especially against Doom, like, there's a chance you just get doomed. Because I feel like, honestly, the best Doom target is the Necro at this point. Like, if he just gets a spam Q, you're never killing anyone in these fights. And that's kind of what happens at this point. This Beast Coast draft is really cool. The enemy team doesn't have any form of anti-heal, which maybe Mind Control could have bought a Vessel, which sounds so awful on Doom, but I'm just trying to think because, like, man, you're against a eventual... I guess he was poor, but... You're against not a Bloodstone Lesh, to be fair, but you're against a Lesh who usually buys Bloodstone. You're against a max heal Witch Doctor who goes Holy Locket, and then you're against a Necro, even a Wraith King with Vampiric Spirit, right? So it's a game where definitely you want some sort of anti-heal, but they don't have that, and now they have like a hyper heal comp. And I've said this in a couple of my videos as of late, but I really feel like these heal comps are extremely dirty. Like, they're only 3k ahead, which, yes, you're against a Doom, but like, they're only 3k ahead because this Leshrac got, like, stomped, right? So, like, let's assume Leshrac doesn't get stomped and they're, like, 1k ahead. I feel like they could still go high ground here, honestly. I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating a bit because I will say that this Wraith King being as farmed as he is very significant. But to be fair, like, 2k of his gold isn't that useful. He has an Ogre Axe and then, like, 1,000 saved up. So they could go high ground with 2k less gold on the Wraith King. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think this Ogre Axe is truly... it's nice, but it's not changing anything truly. And so they can make this play anyway. And I really feel like these heal comps, like, with the Wraith King, are really cool, right? You have this Witch Doctor. You need a push hero to really enable heal comps because... the problem with heal comps without, like, a Wraith King or a Beastmaster or something like that is that you can't force the problem. And then usually these heal strategies, like these Witch Doctor and his Necro, aren't very good at playing these split map games, right? Where there's 3 lanes. You'd rather just run down a lane, group up and say, if you're stronger than me, you're stronger than me. If you're not, you're not. And, you know, go from there. And getting back to Sacred's gameplay, I'm a big fan of the casual cloak. He ends up upgrading this into pipe, so it's not that casual, but, yeah, I'm a real big fan of the casual cloak, especially in a game like this, where you're so far ahead. Just makes you completely unkillable, but... oh, that cask. And yeah, I mean, this game is about over. This match is about over. Beast Coast ends up throwing a little bit because, you know, that's what they do. They like to go crazy, and you know, take a lot of risk. So this game extends maybe a little bit further than it should. But at the end of the day, I just felt that his laning was really, really great. I thought that the Necro into the Morphling looked really incredible, right? Just throughout the game. And as the game progresses, I even feel like it would have looked good in general, because Morphling is a hero that tends to like play team fights on about half HP. The reason why is, you know, when he gets gone on, he shifts up, but that doesn't give you like all your health back. You know what I mean? It's not like you shift from 1300 health up to 1800 health. You're going to shift from 1300 to 1500 with a max HP pool of 1800. And so the Scythe is actually, it makes a lot of sense. Now, unfortunately, on Dota 2 Pro Tracker, the win rate does not actually support all of the things I'm saying, but I definitely feel like it is a game-by-game thing. And, you know, I don't think Necro is the best hero in Dota by any means right now, but at the same time, in a game like this, it just looked great. With the heal strategy here, it made a lot of sense, and I definitely think something to keep in mind if you are going to pick Necro is, like, is my team going to have some sort of a siege hero? Can we play very high tempo? Because when you're playing Necro, I think one of the problems with the hero, it doesn't fill a lot of, like, the Dota checklist. If you don't know what I'm talking about, what I mean by the Dota checklist is, like, does my team have the ability to kill Roche? Can we kill towers? Can we stun heroes? And those are actually the main ones. Stuns, I would say, are, you don't have to play Dota with stuns, but it certainly makes the game easier and more clean. And they have a Tusk, they have a Wraith King, and they have a Leshrac, and Witch Doctor to some extent, right? So they have 4 heroes with stuns, so he doesn't have to be a stun hero. They definitely already have that covered. Then, can we take objectives, right? The answer is certainly yes. They can Roche even without him, and they can take objectives without him. And so he can just kind of fulfill the role of like a really good Necro, which is win the lane, provide auras, and sit behind the stun guys, you know, follow up the stun guys. His execution in this game was really great. So yeah, I wanted to make analysis and shout out Sacred a bit. I think he played great. I know I'm repeating myself over and over again, but I'm just very impressed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace!